So in this video, I want to kind of go over the recent companies that have laid people off. I feel for these people. I feel for their families, their loved ones. It sucks to get fired from any job, especially unexpectedly. I would hope that they gave them like a month notice to let them know. But knowing these companies, knowing the grind, knowing not even the grind, crunch time, knowing how they operate, I fully suspect they didn't give any of these employees much notice. But hopefully anybody who is laid off does come out with horror stories, does come out with things that these companies have done, that shady practices, whatever it might be, because things need to be corrected. This is absolutely ridiculous. We should not be seeing so many people laid off. Now, a lot of people have talked about the idea that a lot of these people were hired during COVID lockdown, and essentially now they're no longer needed, and they just kind of overhired or overstaffed. Fine, whatever. But then don't hire them. Don't hire people. Most of these people are subcontractors, and that's the other reason why I don't think that they gave any of these people notice, is because as somebody who has been a self-contractor in the past, they literally will rip up your contract day of and let you go. They won't give you notice. If you're a self-contractor, you're now another company today releasing people. Let's just jump into the articles and just find out what the hell is going on. Okay, so we're going to actually start off with PlayStation and the news of their layoffs, and then we'll get into the new one. But Sony fires 900 PlayStation staff from Naughty Dog, Insomniac, and more. Sony Interactive Entertainment has announced it has laid off roughly 900 workers, which make up 8% of the company's staff in total. That's insane. That's insane. President and CEO Jim Ryan, who will soon be replaced by PlayStation Studios head Herman Hulst. Prior to that, he was co-founder and managing director of Guerrilla Games. An official in the region in Japan, fired employees will have access to a career support program. We don't have anything like that. Based Japan, though. In the United States, workers will simply be notified of their employment status by Tuesday this week. All employees will receive support, including severance benefits, so there's that at least. I honestly thought that these people were mostly just going to be laid off without any severance. At least they get the severance. I'm not sure how much it is. It's going to depend on the person's seniority level, how much they were making when they were working there, all of that. The release also calls out specific studios impacted by these layoffs. London studio, which last put out a VR game, Blood and Truth, in 2019. Nobody played it. I guarantee nobody played that game, will close for good. Fire Sprite, which was recently acquired by Sony in 2021, will also see reductions. Insomniac Games, Naughty Dog, and Guerrilla Games will also be impacted by reduction in workforce, along with Sony's technology, creative, and support teams. Now, the support teams being laid off is not surprising. As AI just continues to get better and better, you're going to see a lot less of these customer service jobs or support team positions, because AI is going to simply do it for these companies, and they don't have to pay anything, or at least not anywhere close to what they would have to pay if they had a full support team. These layoffs also mean that multiple video game projects in the works at PlayStation Studios have been canceled. In a separate news release, company head Herman Hulst confirmed that we looked at our studios and our portfolio, evaluating projects in various stages of development, and have decided that some of these projects will not move forward, later adding that sometimes great ideas don't become great games. A Bloomberg report confirmed that one of these canceled projects was a new Twisted Metal live service game into... Jesus Christ. Stop making live service games. What the hell is wrong with you people? How stupid are you? God dang, that just pisses me off. You know how long I've been waiting for a Twisted Metal game, and now it's canceled because these morons think that they can make a live service Twisted Metal game so we can sit there and nickel dime all our players. You clowns? The is wrong with you, morons? God, I hate these people. I hate them so much. It's insane to me that you literally think that live service games are the future. You morons. Twisted Metal is one of the greatest franchises, and we've been, as a fan of the franchise, and I'm sure a lot of fans, we've been waiting for a Twisted Metal game, and you do this you. Sony. This is another reason why I hate Sony. That's another reason why I've predicted several times in the past Sony will fail, and I will be happy when it dies because it deserves to. That pisses me off. I don't know why, but it just pisses me off. Well, I love Twisted Metal, that's why. And I think game developers who think live service games are the way to go, you're fucking idiots, and you deserve to be fired. All these people, anybody who sit there and at the head of the table said, let's make a Twisted Metal live service game, should be immediately fucking fired and never fucking allowed to work in the video game industry again because you have no ideas. You're a moron. Anyway, according to Game Industry Tracker, an estimated 7,100 people have been laid off in the first 2 months of 2024. Alone, we're fucking in February. We're in February. And we're getting close to 10,000 people laid off. For comparison, over 10,500 people were laid off in the entirety of 2023. Entirety. We haven't even hit... Yes, we're still in February. Haven't even hit March yet. It's a rough year for the industry as companies continue to tighten their belts after a long period of hiring and increased game budgets. By the way, that 7,100 is about to go up with the next article I read after this. And it has shown any signs of improvement yet. Right after Sony layoffs were announced, Deck 9 Games, Life is Strange, True Colors. Life is Strange is a great game. Announced staff cuts as well. Just last month, Microsoft fired 1,900 Activision Blizzard staff members. That was the big one. And canceling in-development survival game. Again, your survival game. Overdone. No ideas. You guys are idiots. Let's see here. Alright, so let's jump to the new one now. And this fucking clown, Herman Hulst, is going to be the death of Sony. I'm just seeing it now. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about this guy. I hated Jim Ryan. I think everyone that gets hired at Sony at this point and as at the head is a mistake. Because all these people sit there and think live service games, survival games. Do you have any other ideas? No, because you refuse to hire anybody with actual ideas because it makes you look like an idiot. Anyway, Star Wars games canceled as EA cuts 670 jobs. So, was 7,100 in the last article? Yeah, we're at almost 7,800 now. I mean, 8,000 now. Electronic Arts is canceling an upcoming Star Wars game and will lay off 5% of its employees, globally approximately 670 people. Luckily, we do have the new Star Wars game coming from Ubisoft, which I think it's like Outlands or something. Well, let's see here. Okay, Star Wars Outlaws. This game I'm extremely excited for. If you haven't seen any of the gameplay for this game, maybe you want to kind of hold off and be surprised by everything. I will just say this: don't have to watch it. Actually, I want you to be surprised because I wish I was, but I have to review and talk about games all day. You don't need, if you're a Star Wars fan and you've been hoping for like a Star Wars mixed with Shadows of the Empire back on N64 with Uncharted and kind of taking the cool elements of maybe Jedi Outlast and Survivor, Outlaws is it. So you don't need to watch anything on Outlaws. Just trust me, Outlaws is going to be one of the best games of the year, and I'm extremely excited for it. But let's see here. With it being an extremely difficult time to obtain funding to start a new game studio and thousands being laid off by the month, video games run the significant risk of losing top talent outside of the industry and being impacted for years. Well, that top talent is making independent studios, and it's very similar actually to the film industry. A lot of great actors and actresses get cast in these roles, mostly Marvel films, and there's directors with their complete visionaries that get cast out. No major studios want to with them. For example, the director of Poor Things, which me and Rocky and Peter all watched. It'll be coming out on our podcast relatively soon. We're in the process of editing it. Poor Things is one of my favorite films of all time. That director probably was told by major studios to fuck off. But again, the greatest visionaries are the ones who go independent. The greatest artists are the ones who go independent. No great artist is, unless they're only looking for a payday, is under the essentially under the umbrella of a shitty major studio. EA announced in December 2023 it would be laying off staff at UK developer Codemasters, known for racing games F123 and EA Sports WRC. I don't know how many people play WRC, but I know people play F123. However, I've heard a lot of people are upset about that game in general. Listen, I'm sure it's like Madden. It's just nickel and diming you. They take out bunch of features, they slowly release them over a few years, they rip out those features again, and then slowly it's a never-ending cycle. It's the same fucking game every fucking year. We are also sunsetting games and moving away from development of future licensed IP that we do not believe will be successful in changing industry, he wrote. This greater focus allows us to drive creativity, accelerate innovation, and double down on our biggest opportunities. Bullshit. But including in our own IP sports and massive online communities, you're not going to change, EA is not going to change Madden. Because they literally can copy and paste. Why the fuck would they actually put effort in time? They're not 2K. They're not going to ever put effort in something unless they have actual competition. And now they're going to have the license from the NFL even longer. So we're not going to get actual competition. So fuck EA. In the subsequent email, staff EA Entertainment boss Laura Miele said this meant canceling the upcoming Star Wars title being worked on by subsidiary Respawn Entertainment. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. EA, the only good Star Wars games that EA has ever developed are the Jedi Survivor and Jedi Outcast. Those are the only ones. I know people like, I was going to say Battlefield. I mean, it's basically Battlefield. Battlefront. But, I mean, I don't mind those games. But let's be honest, they're free-to-play games. That's basically what they developed, and they charge you $70, $60 for it. As we looked at Respawn's portfolio over the last few months, what's clear is the games our players are most excited about are Jedi and Respawn's rich library of own brands, she said. It's always hard to walk away from a project. The decision is not a reflection of the team's talent, tenacity, or passion they have for the game. Make a Battlefield Bad Company game. Do that. I would be fully down for another Bad Company game if you redid it. In a subsequent email to staff, EA Entertainment boss Laura Miele said this meant canceling the upcoming Star Wars title being worked on by subsidiary Respawn Entertainment. Okay, so this is my concern, right? For those who have finished Jedi Survivor, it's literally a cliffhanger. So if they canceled, I would imagine they wouldn't cancel the third game in what's probably the Cal Kestis trilogy. So that would be idiotic. I mean, Jedi Survivor sold extremely well. So they must have been working on something else, because there's no way they canceled it. But it says it was responsible for Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which had generally favorable reviews. Yep. As we looked at Respawn's portfolio over the last few months, it was clear as the games our players are most excited about are Jedi and Respawn's rich library of own brands. One of those rich own brands that people have been begging for to come back, and I'm one of them, because it was one of the best mech games I have played in a long time, was Titanfall 2. Titanfall 1 was very bare bones, so to me it was like, hey, look what we can do type of the game. And then they took that and made a full-fledged game with an actual great story, a great multiplayer combat, everything. Titanfall 2 was one of the best mech games to ever come out, and they just never made a third one. So my hope is, because they got to be working on the next Jedi game, right? So my hope is that they do decide, okay, let's relaunch or redo like Titanfall 1 and 2 and remaster it while we come out with Titanfall 3. Because there's a lot of people that would buy Titanfall 3. I can almost bet you on that. It's always hard to it's always hard to walk away from a project, and this decision is not a reflection of the team's talent, tenacity, or passion they have for the game. Yet more layoffs. This is the latest round of cuts to hit the gaming industry, which in January saw Microsoft reveal plans to lay off 1,900 people in its gaming division, including some of the recently acquired Activision Blizzard. Well, if you bought so many studios, you have so many employees, A lot of games, I'm sure they looked at and said, nah, that's not going to do well. And they just, they just took on, when they bought Activision Blizzard, they took on a lot of people. And it sucks that 1,900 people were laid off. Is it surprising? No. I guess I shouldn't even be surprised anymore at this point. This sucks. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised at this point when it comes to people getting laid off in the game industry and in mass. Like, it's not just like a few people were laid off this month or whatever. No, this is mass layoffs. This is terrible. And it comes just 2 days after Sony announced Players X 900 staff, as well as closed its well-known London studio, which we discussed earlier in this video. And the impact of mass layoffs resonates deeply within the gaming community, particularly for the talented individuals affected, said Sarah Stevens, head of gaming HR firm Evolve HR. Above all, humanity and kindness are the most important ingredients for those navigating these choppy waters. I hope... Here's the one thing that I hope, as well as I mean, we've seen, and then I can see as well in the future. A lot of these people that are being laid off right now hopefully will either one, land other jobs, or two, work with others to create their own independent studios and create their own games. This has been a proven formula that for success in so many ways. When you look at Steam, there are so many games that are independent games that are some of me and Rocky's favorite games of all, like that we've ever played. And like games like Death's Door. I don't know if Devolver Digital is actually like considered a big publisher. They make a lot of great games. They take on a lot of indie developers, and they literally kind of fund them and help them and guide them, and then they launch it on the Devolver Digital because they got the marketing and advertising money to back it. Sometimes, other times, or they'll just do like their showcases, which show just a bunch of Devolver Digital published games, which Devolver Digital, they don't miss. They don't miss, and they kill it all the time. But that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that a lot of these people, if not, I mean, I would like all, to find new jobs in the gaming industry potentially, or start new studios. Independent games right now are the best games. Independent movies are the best movies. Mainstream sucks. That's just it. I mean, mainstream music sucks. Indie music's better. Like, indie is always better because it allows you more creativity and freedom, and you're not under the essentially forced by stockholders to make shitty fucking projects. Carol Severin, a senior analyst at Media Research, said the latest cut showed how competition was getting more intense in the gaming industry. This is not to say that the industry is in trouble. It is just entering a new, more mature chapter of its life. A chapter where efficiency, profitability, and competitive capabilities are the name of the game. The games industry is still a $223 billion industry and will grow by approximately another $78 billion by 2030. Yeah. I mean, it's just going to... It's the movie industry. The gaming industry is on there at the same level as movies or music. I mean, the industries make a lot of money, and they fire a lot of people. They destroy a lot of lives. They let a lot of horrible things happen. Bobby? Blizzard? Okay, so layoffs suck. Gets worse. It's getting worse and worse. More and more people are being laid off. Yeah, maybe it's a lot more competitive. A lot more people are trying to get in the gaming industry. It is one of the top industries, and it's, a lot of people have that dream of one day working on a big studio project, or making their own projects, or just kind of starting off in an industry and then making your own project, whatever it might be. Overall, I feel for these people. I hope they land on their feet. And I hope they land either developing new studios or in other studios positions. It sucks. The support staff, that one's going to be tricky. You find other customer service jobs, but again, most people aren't hiring customer service jobs because AI is taking that job, at least at home jobs, and it sucks. We need universal basic income, and that is what I'm advocating for, because this is bullshit. Overall, though, fuck EA, fuck Sony. I hope Sony dies. Sony still makes some good movies, right? But fuck PlayStation. Yeah, I have a PlayStation 5. I play it every day. Fuck PlayStation. Anyway, what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below what you think about all these layoffs, what you think about PlayStation, their new person that they have in charge taking over for Jim Ryan. All of this, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Maybe you completely disagree with me. I'm interested in know why you might disagree with me. And definitely, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like. Thank you for chilling with me. I'll see you all in the next gaming sessions.
Abducted by my brain and it drains all the dopamine. Pain leaving nothing but the dreams that have been holding me. Reality cracks and it falls at the openings. Blasted out center just to see all the broken dreams. Trapped in a track to be feeling like an acid dream. Feeling like I'm